A very warm welcome to one and all present over here. We're going to have a revision based on rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Okay? Rational number and their decimal expansion. Numbers consist of positive as well as negative and zero are known as integers. Fraction numbers, which are in the form of numerator and denominator, are known as fractional numbers. And these are decimal numbers. A rational number is in the form of p by q where q should not be equal to 0. Such numbers are known as rational numbers. Terminating decimals are the decimals that end or a number has finite number of digits after decimal points. मतलब decimal point के बाद वो खत्म हो जाते हैं. नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग that goes on after the decimal point खत्म नहीं होते हैं are known as non-terminating decimals. Rational numbers is classified into integers. Integers is further classified into whole numbers and negative numbers. Whole numbers is further classified into zero as and natural numbers. And non-integer rational numbers, that is non-terminating repeating and terminating one, जो terminate हो जाए और जो terminate ना हो. Now, what is the theorem based on terminating decimal and what is the condition for a decimal expansion to be terminating? If the denominator q is in the form of 2 to the power n and 5 to the power m, let us see an example. 0.23 denominator कैसा है 100. On doing the prime factorization of 100, it is in the form of 2 to the power n or 5 to the power m. ठीक है? It is also terminating one because the prime factorization of 1000 consists of 2 to the power n 5 to the power m. ठीक है? इन दोनों के अलावा 2 और 5 के अलावा if you are getting something then it is non terminating decimal expansion. कैसा हो जाएगा ये? Non terminating decimal expansion. ठीक है? Clear? So what is the condition for a terminating decimal expansion? The denominator must be in the form of 2 to the power n of 5 to the power m. 1 upon 7 is a terminating decimal expansion? No, it is not a terminating decimal expansion because the prime factorization of q cannot be expressed in the form of prime factors of 2 and 5. ठीक है? So a terminating decimal expansion नहीं होगा. Clear? Express 0.343434 in the form of rational number. First of all, write the question in the form of x. How many numbers are repeating? Two numbers are repeating, so I can write 0.34 bar. Number of decimals repeating, for example, if a single digit is repeating, just multiply the number with 10. Here two numbers are repeating, so multiply the numbers with 100. So 100x will be 34.34. If three digits are going to be repeated, then multiply with 1000. यहाँ पे कितने digit repeat हो रहे हैं? 2. So we are multiplying with how many number? So we are multiplying with 100. So this is our equation number 1. This is our equation number 2. Subtract equation 2 minus equation number 1. 0.3434. On subtraction, 100x minus x 99x is equals to 34. The value of x is 34 upon 99. So what we have done? Yes, we have written the question in the form of x. The value of x is equal to 0.343434. How many digits are repeating? Two digits are repeating. So I have multiplied the number with 100. If single digit is repeating, multiply the number with 10. If two digits are repeating, multiply the number with 100. If three digits are repeating, multiply the number with 1000. If four digits are repeating, multiply the number with 10,000, so on. Then what we have done? Equation second minus equation number 1. On solving, the value of x is 34 upon 99. So we have expressed the quotient in the form of rational number. Clear to each and everyone? Anybody is having any doubt? Clear? ठीक है, चलें आगे. Answer is 34 by 99. Chalo. Now moving on further, the denominator q 99 can be expressed as the prime factors of 3 into 3 into 11. ठीक है? So it is non-terminating decimal expansion. दिख रहा है अलग ही because the prime factors of denominator is not in the form of 2 to the power n or 5 to the power m. In simple language, if I'm going to do the prime factorization of 99, डिनोमिनेटर में 2 या 5 के प्राइम फैक्टर्स नहीं आएंगे तो दोनों आने चाहिए. ठीक है? It will be a non-terminating decimal expansion. ठीक है? क्विज वाले क्वेश्चन विल गोइंग टू सॉल्व, डोंट वरी. बट सबसे पहले पूरी की पूरी चीज़ें डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. The prime factorization of the denominator of the following will be in the form of 2 to the power n, 5 to the power m. Yes or no? Answer is yes, because it is a terminating decimal expansion. Yes, terminating decimal expansion, the denominator will be in the form of 2 to the power n and 5 to the power m. Clear? अब see the denominator. It is non-terminating repeating. खत्म नहीं हो रहा है. So the denominator is in the form of 2 to the power n, 5 to the power m. No, because it is not a terminating decimal expansion. Answer is no, because it is non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. The denominator will not be in the form of 2 to the power n, 5 to the power m. Okay. So what we have studied, a quick recap: rational numbers, टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपांशन, नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग रिपीटिंग. रैशनल नंबर्स को क्या बोलते हैं? टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपांशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, क्वेश्चन कम्स whether it is rational or irrational. It is rational because it has terminating decimal expansion. The given number has terminating decimal expansion. क्वेश्चन आएगा, टेल मी दिस इज रैशनल नंबर और irrational नंबर. सर दिस इज रैशनल नंबर. कैसे? इट हैज रिपीटेड डेसिमल एक्सपांशन. देखो 503 503 रिपीट हो रहा है. इट इज नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग रिपीटिंग. इट कम्स अंडर रैशनल नंबर्स. इरेशनल नंबर्स क्या होते हैं? हुज डेसिमल एक्सपांशन आर नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग नॉन रिपीटिंग. रिपीट भी नहीं हो रहे हैं, खत्म भी नहीं हो रहे हैं. हैव यू सीन? रिपीट हो रहे हैं? नो. रूट 2, रूट 3, पाई, दिस आर irrational numbers. Clear? Together they forms real numbers. Combination of rational and irrational consist of real numbers. अब देखो ये क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्रूव रूट टू irrational. वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आता ही है बाय कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन मेथड. Let us assume that root 2 is rational. Step number 1. Root 2 is equals to p by q, where p and q are co-primes and q should not be equal to 0. Second one, squaring on both sides. Squaring करेंगे 2 will be equal to p square upon q square. p square will be equals to 2q square. Rearrange किया, squaring and rearranging. अब 2 divides p square. 2 divides p. ठीक है? 2 divides p square, 2 divides p. Here, now step, let p is equal to 2m. You have to learn this. Okay, ये याद करना पड़ेगा. p is equal to 2m. Now squaring on both side. Squaring on both side. p square is equal to 4m square. p square is equal to 4m square. Put the value of p कहाँ पे रखेंगे? p की वैल्यू उठा के यहाँ पे रखेंगे. ठीक है? p की वैल्यू यहाँ पे रखेंगे. Clear? p square is equal to 2q square. Therefore 2q square is equal to 4m square. Q square is equal to 2m square. Q square is divisible by 2. Therefore Q is also divisible by 2. Here Q and M have both common factor 2. Therefore it contradicts the fact that P and Q are co-prime. P and Q are co-prime. ठीक है? Therefore our assumption that root 2 is irrational is wrong. Root 2 इज अ इरेशनल नंबर। जो हमने माना था स्टार्टिंग में रूट टू रैशनल नंबर है वो गलत है, देयरफॉर रूट टू इज एन इरेशनल नंबर। समझ आया व्हाट आई हैव डन? कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन मेथड, स्टेप्स आर सिमिलर। ठीक है, यदि यहाँ पे रूट टू की जगह 5 होता तो यहाँ पे कितना लेते हैं? व्हाट विल गोइंग टू टेक 5m। रूट थ्री होता तो कितना लेते हैं? 3m। क्लियर? प्रोसेस स्टेप इज सेम। Clear to each and everyone? Say yes or no in the chat box. Hiranya, what about others? Okay, fine. Now moving on further. देखो, रूट थ्री के लिए एवरीबडी ऑन द स्क्रीन फोकस फास्ट। Prove that root 3 is an irrational number. Step number 1. Let us assume root 3 is a rational number. Step number 2. Root 3 is equal to p by q where p and q are co-prime and q should not be equal to 0. Same है root 2 जैसा। Squaring on both sides, p square is equal to 3q square. Then p square is divisible by 3, therefore p is also divisible by 3. p is equal to 3m. What I have said, root 3 होगा तो 3m लेंगे, root 5 होगा तो 5m लेंगे। Squaring on both side, इसको rearrange करके what it can be written, p square is equal to 3q square. Put the value of p over here, p square is equal to 3q square। वैल्यू रखी हमने p square की जगह, ठीक है। So q square is divisible by 3, q is also divisible by 3. Here q and p have 3 as a common factor, so it contradicts our fact that p and q are co-prime. So our assumption that root 3 is rational is wrong. Root 3 is an irrational number. Clear to each and everyone? Step same है, process same है, no need to do something extra, कुछ extra नहीं करना है, same चीज है। Next question. What is the sum or difference of a rational and irrational number is rational? We have to check sum or difference of a rational number is rational or irrational। देखो 7 प्लस रूट 5 कैसा नंबर हो गया? इरेशनल। 1/2 प्लस रूट 3 कैसा नंबर हो गया ऐड होने पे? इरेशनल। So rational plus minus irrational is always an irrational. Write down this important thing. Rational or irrational, if you are going to add or subtract, will always going to get an irrational number. ठीक है? Will always going to get an irrational number. Clear? चलो, moving on further. Next one, the product of quotient of a non-zero rational and irrational number is always rational. देखो 4 root 3 is equals to 4 root 3. 1 by 2 root 3 equals to root 3 by 2. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 is equals to 1 upon 2 root 3. Rational or irrational का product is always a irrational, and rational or irrational का division is always an irrational. Write down this in your copy. Rational into irrational is always an irrational. Rational divided by irrational is always an irrational number. Clear? Rational into irrational is always a irrational. Clear? चलो, what is the special about this rational number 1 plus root 5 upon 2? On taking the ratio, it is known as 1.6180339. It is known as golden ratio. What is the golden ratio? The golden ratio is an irrational number. Two quantities are in the golden ratio if the ratio is same as the ratio of their sum to the larger of two quantities. What is the meaning of this? Two quantities are said to be in golden ratio if their ratio is same as the ratio of their sum to the larger of the two quantities. ठीक है, कैसे? Let us see. समझो इसको. What is written? Sum of two quantities. Sum of two quantities. इन दोनों का sum करेंगे. 1 plus 2 3 plus root 5. Larger of two quantities. दोनों में से बड़ा कौन है? 1 plus root 5. So the ratio of sum to the larger, सम और लार्जर का रेशियो, सम अपॉन लार्जर का रेशियो. ओके, द वैल्यू ऑफ रूट 5 इज 2.23. so 3 plus root 5 upon 1 plus root 5 is 1.6180. so what we are getting, this ratio is known as golden ratio. ऐसा कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बस जनरल नॉलेज पर्पस. ठीक है, क्लियर? if the ratio is same as the ratio of their sum upon larger one is known as golden ratio. 1.6180339. So summary, what we have studied, rational numbers in the form of p by q. टर्मिनेटिंग होने के लिए क्या कंडीशन है? q must be in the form of 2 to the power n 5 to the power m. टर्मिनेटिंग नहीं होगा जब 2 to the power n 5 to the power m नहीं होगी. ठीक है. रियल नंबर्स इज क्लासिफाइड इनटू रैशनल नंबर्स. ठीक है, उसके सब पार्ट्स इंटीजर्स, होल नंबर्स, नेचुरल नंबर्स. इरेशनल नंबर्स अनदर कैटेगरी. फैक्ट्स, sum of rational and irrational is always irrational. The product of any two irrational, it can be irrational or rational. Last one, the product or quotient of rational or irrational is always irrational. ठीक है. Okay, these are some extra questions you can solve.